Growing up, it always felt like getting a house was considered a rite of passage, something all the immigrant parents told us needed to happen as soon as possible. Whether this is the right way of thinking or not, that's up for debate. But thing is, the idea of having a place to call my own, a place where I could decorate exactly how I wanted and feel like it was something great that I earned, still felt really nice. So when my girlfriend and I finally had a chance to buy our own place, we did. We moved into our townhouse around 2021 during the pandemic. But as someone who's rented for a long time and moved like 10 different times since 2012, there's a lot of things I didn't expect as a homeowner. And yeah, even though I spent hours and hours researching this whole process and also seeing other people's experiences online, I still felt like there were a lot of problems that really surprised me. So today I won't be going over the whole process of buying a house. That's a whole journey in itself. But instead, I'll talk about things that happened as a first-time homeowner that I just really didn't expect, and some things I wish I did know before moving in. By the way, I'm Chris, and earlier this year, I left my job as a product manager at Microsoft to live life on my own terms and share all kinds of lessons that I've learned on my journey so far, so that hopefully you don't make the same mistakes I did. All right, let's get into it. The first thing that surprised us as new homeowners was honestly just how long it took to actually finish decorating the place like we wanted, not to mention the actual cost of everything. Which is funny since interior design was the part we were looking forward to the most. And not to say it wasn't a great time seeing everything come together, but it definitely didn't happen as smoothly as we thought it would. Our place is a 2-bed and 2-bath townhouse, so naturally we thought it wouldn't take too long to finish decorating everything since there wasn't that much floor and wall space to decorate anyway. But it ended up taking us 2.5 years to actually finish buying and putting together and placing everything exactly how we first envisioned it, which is crazy since I thought it only take us like, I don't know, 6 months tops. Maybe part of it was that we were pretty much buying our furniture all from scratch, and most of the stuff we bought needed assembling. But when we actually moved in and tried to finish everything in the first few months, it was so obvious that it was never going to happen based on the time and the budget. So we ended up buying things just slowly over time, putting it together bit by bit. So maybe for 1 month we'd work on the office, like mounting the monitors or finding things to decorate the desk. And another month we'd work on the patio, like putting down the tiles and assembling the egg chair. It did really stress us out at first, knowing it was going to take way longer than we thought and also cost a lot more. But in the end, I think our design vision turned out pretty well. So yeah, don't expect everything to come together as quickly as you might think, because designing your interior space is a big journey, but also a really fun one. And I think when everything finally does come together, it's going to be a really great feeling for you. It definitely was for us. All right, this next one might be pretty common, but I think it's definitely worth mentioning. And it's how much time and energy repairs on the house actually take up. And yeah, I'll admit, we honestly don't even have it that bad. We were lucky enough to get this house as a new construction, so pretty much everything is brand new. But somehow there was still a bunch of stuff that broke in the first year or two. Like our sink has broken multiple times. We've had bleach spill on the carpet accidentally that we had to hire a carpet repair guy for. And then we had to also go out and buy matching carpet just to make it look seamless. Also, our air conditioning unit broke in like the first summer somehow. But I know all that isn't even that much compared to some of the horror stories I've read online. So actually, if you're a homeowner and you have some crazy stories, comment them down below because I'm actually really curious to see. Yeah, I guess I do sometimes miss being able to just call a landlord and ask them to fix everything. And also, it's the fact that when things do break, you end up caring so much more since those appliances, the walls and floors are now yours, and you end up feeling a lot more attachment to them. So even when small things like your walls get marked up a bit, I definitely noticed it a lot more than back when I was renting. Still, I'm always grateful that we can call this place our own, but just something to keep in mind. The third thing that caught me off guard as a new homeowner was kind of crazy actually. It's that we had to pay something called a supplemental property tax. So I'm not a real estate expert by any means, and I'm not even sure if this is something that exists outside of California, but on top of all the regular new stuff you have to pay every month, like your mortgage principal and interest, your house insurance, and property tax, you also get hit with this supplemental tax bill if your house is either a new construction, had a change in ownership, or had significant improvement done to it. And basically you get charged extra property tax on the difference between the old value of your home and the assessed new value. Yeah, it's not the most straightforward thing, so I'll leave a link in the description just in case you're curious to learn more about it. And all this is unexpected and annoying, sure, but I think the part that caught us most off guard was that this property tax bill wasn't covered by our escrow service like it normally would be. So if you're not careful, you might get hit with a late fee if you never even knew you had to pay this. I've had a few friends almost forget about this too, and we definitely almost forgot to pay this on time. So yeah, just be careful. Okay, so the last unexpected part about being a homeowner that I definitely want to mention here, and it mostly applies to condos and townhomes, and I think some houses too, but yeah, it's the increasing cost and increasing restrictions of an HOA. Let's just say I definitely get why no one likes HOAs now. So real quick, HOA stands for Homeowners Association, and it's basically an organization that's part of any planned community, like condo buildings or housing developments, that make and enforce rules for the property and the residents. I'm not going to get into it too much, but let's just say that everyone that owns a place in a community has to pay a monthly fee, and in return, the HOA will take care of all the community-related maintenance and expenses, which I think is pretty reasonable. But what what isn't reasonable is that HOA costs are somehow always rising. And not to mention the rules can be changed and enforced based on who is on the board and also based on complaints from other homeowners in the community. So basically, if you've got some people in your community that are kind of annoying, then you can expect that the rules might change a lot from when you first move in. For us, our fees have risen consistently every single year, and we've already had a lot more restrictions in place than we used to. Like now, if we have a car that's parked outside even a little bit over the red painted curb, it'll just get towed immediately. I actually had my car towed before for just being like 3 inches into the red painted curb in front of my own house. So yeah, it was an unexpected thing and really not a fun time. So definitely keep this in mind if you're part of an HOA too. Okay, there's a lot more other things that are also unexpected, but these are the biggest ones we've come across so far. And yes, we're still so grateful to be living here, since for the most part, it's actually a really great time. Like all things, there's upsides and also downsides. The better prepared you are, the easier this will all be to manage. Also, if you're a new homeowner and you've also experienced some crazy things, I really want to know. So comment down below if you're down to share, and hope for all you soon to be homeowners out there, you can stay on top of all these things too. Like always, thanks for sticking till the end, and see you soon.